Okay, so for today's video, what I want to do is I want to talk about something I talk about a lot, and people usually ask me a lot of questions. I'm just going to give the basics of it. It is when we started our pool hall, the neutral zone, and that was quite a while ago now. Time flies when you get old, but it was back in '93, and it was started on a shoestring, and it was a lot of fun, and a lot of good things happened there. It didn't last a long time, and I'll get into the reasons of that on another video. Today I just want to talk about the neutral zone and what we had, what we built, just the things that it offered. So let's talk about that. The neutral zone, when you walked in, you had these blue counters that we built, and you'll see a picture here of my brother working on one, and they held cards. We were selling like sports cards and stuff. They held video games. We were selling video games and stuff. And that's where the cash register was, and you could look out over the whole store. So then next to that, if you walked in, the counter was on the left, and if you keep going down the counters, at the end of the counters, there was two big screens set up. And these were the older type of big screens, not like today's thin things. These were the big behemoths. And we had a 3DO hooked up to it. We had the PlayStation, the Saturn, Super Nintendo, and a Sega CDX. And what's funny is the 3DO was the most rented system. We rented it $5 an hour. You could play whatever you want. And the 3DO was going almost non-stop every day. And that was pretty cool. The most popular game on there was Need for Speed, hands down. We actually had a guy that would come in and play it every single morning before he went to work, and that was his way of relaxing. And so he would always come in, get an hour, and play. And on the Saturn, Saturn wasn't played a whole lot, but on the Saturn, Panzer Dragoon Saga was really popular. And then on the PlayStation, it was Battle Arena Toshinden. That was really popular. And so that's what we had. You had the counters and then the TVs, and the games were going. And 3DO was the most popular thing we had going there. On the 3DO, Need for Speed was definitely the tops, but then you have games like Wing Commander 3 was played a lot. There was a soccer game for it, and we would get a group from our student ward would come in and just play it nonstop. They loved the soccer game. Okay, then if you kept following that wall, you came to an office, and then to the right of the office, now we're at if you go in the front doors, you're looking at the far wall. On the far wall, we had pinball machines first, and the most popular pinball machine, hands down, was Tommy the Pinball Wizard. And it was a fantastic pinball machine, had excellent music to go with it, and it was just a really good one. Then you had a couple fillers, but then you had Fishtails. Fishtails was probably the next most popular. And then we had Creature from the Black Lagoon, and that was the next popular. So they actually brought in quite a bit of money just off those pinball machines. To the right of the pinball machines, we had a jukebox, which was our number one moneymaker in the store. Consistent moneymaker. And I'll get to that in a second. Then to the right of the jukebox, and Tom Petty Wildflowers was the number one album played in that jukebox, hands down. Then to the right of that, you had the arcades. And there was a few of them that people played a bit, but the number one was Mad Dog McCree. And it was this Western shooter light gun game. And it actually had a gun on the machine. And we had this cowboy guy come in, and he would wear, his big cowboy outfit and cowboy hat. And he used to love to play that game, and we thought it was pretty funny, but we loved it because he was putting quarters into it. And so that was a interesting machine. it was actually played a lot. It was a Laserdisc game, so it was like a real life movie while you were playing it. So it was pretty cool. And then if you look to the right of that, so now we're on, if you walked in the front door, we're on the right wall. We had a couple more arcades, and the popular one there was Primal Rage and the Marvel Children of the Atom, I believe it's called. But it's the fighting game that you have the X-Men characters, and that was really popular. Okay, and then on the floor we had 6 pool tables, and then we had a snooker table. And the snooker table was big, it's a 10-foot table, and has the smaller pockets. And my dad tried showing us how to play snooker, and nobody was interested, because everybody just wanted to play 8-ball, 9-ball, that kind of thing. And so, but it was fun to shoot on, and it actually will help you improve your game, because it has smaller pockets, because snooker balls are a little bit smaller. And if you shoot on that for a while and then go back to a normal table, the pockets seem really big. And then we had, if you come into the store, just directly to the right was an air hockey table. And the air hockey table was awesome. That was probably our second most consistent moneymaker. So the jukebox and then the air hockey table. It was amazing. We could always count on those two things paying the majority of the utilities and such for the store. So the air hockey table was fun because my mom used to come in and she would play people for a drink. So if they win, they get a drink. They have to pay for the game, but if they win, she'll go grab them a can of soda. And I think she lost maybe 3 or 4 times the entire time that we were there. So it was pretty cool. But then we had, of course, the pool tables. It was fun. We would run tournaments. We had a definite set group of people that would come in, and you always want to count on those people, because that's, in business, your repeat customers are the majority of the money you're going to make. And so we had a really good, just a base set of customers that would come in, and it was fun. And so there was 6 pool tables, the snooker table, the air hockey table, and then we had the counter, which had the snacks, which had drinks, the baseball cards and stuff. We did video games. We would allow people to trade in games for pool time and then just sell the games. So that was kind of cool. But that was the gist of it. So to show you where it was at, if you go down Washington in Ogden to 5 Points, and if anybody's from Ogden, they know what I'm talking about. 5 Points is a crazy intersection that everybody hates. But if you go to 5 Points and just turn left, and then turn left into the next parking lot where the Burger King is, we were in the corner. And it was a lot of fun. And that is, when I talk about it, you'll hear me talk with such nostalgia. It was awesome. I mean, it was in my heart. I loved that place. And if you want, I will make another video telling stories from the zone to explain to you why it's so near and dear to my heart. And that's if you want to hear it. I mean, I'll probably make one anyway, but you can give me some encouragement. But just so you know what we dealt with, that was our pool hall place. It was clean. We did not allow drinking, smoking, even swearing. We actually had a duck that if you swore, you had to kiss the duck. And that was a big thing, actually, in the store, and people loved it. And it's amazing, because we created a clean, safe atmosphere, and people loved it. Now, the problem is, clean, safe atmospheres don't make a ton of money, and we'll get into that in the next video. So anyway, that's the neutral zone. I just wanted you to know what it was, because you hear me talk about my pool hall, and that's what it was. And like I said, I'll do another video talking about some of the events that happened while we were running it, and why, in my heart, in my mind, it was an absolute success, even though we just lasted a little over a year. But to me, that was one of the most successful things that we ever did. So, let me know what you think, and I will talk to you next time.